Greetings and welcome to Mechwarrior Online. Today I did something I haven't done in a long time. I purchased a Timberwolf. And as you can see by my C bills down at the bottom, I am out of money. So that's just where it's at. I can always get more money because I have a whole bunch of toys on board. But I'm not too worried about it because I'm going to make some serious coin with this guy here. So I went and purchased the Timberwolf-D. Now, I looked at a couple of different ones, and of course the Howl would be right up my alley because it's got all the ATM quirks for range and velocity. But I'm not sitting on 5,265 MC bills. So what I am sitting on is the ability to buy this guy. And had I bought the Howl, I would have painted it to look exactly like this anyways. So what did I do with this? Well, the reason I purchased this one is because this one doesn't have jump jets. And the problem with the ones that have the jump jets, like this guy, is there's no room on board to do two ATM 6s and two ATM 9s. In fact, you can do two ATM 6s and two ATM 3s because the jump jets take up too much goddamn space. So I went with this build here. And this is going to give me what I want to do out of it. It's going to give me my pair of ATM 9s, which you can see here, and my ATM 6s. Now the reason I put them in this particular order with the ATM 6s on top and the ATM 9s that way is so that the ATM 9s are on top. So the majority of my weapons are going to be able to clear a target height. So if there's an obstacle in front of me, there's a better chance of these hitting versus these. So that kind of works out in my favor that way. I'm not doing doors and corners, so I'm not worried about doing two ATM 9s here, which I couldn't do anyways, and two ATM 6s here, which obviously would work, but it wouldn't work that way on this. There simply isn't enough room. So this is the way I've set this thing up. I've got two ATM 6s, two ATM 9s, 6.5 tons of ammo, and 3 ER medium lasers with a light active probe. That's all I really had room for. And as you can see, this thing seems to work out pretty well. Now this is an Omnipod mech, so if I chose to, I could change out the pieces and stuff. But for the meantime, since I've never had a match in this particular mech, and the last time I owned a Timberwolf, I think Obama was president, that kind of gives you an idea of where I stand. So the management on this one, heat management is 1.37, firepower 76, which is pretty typical for most of my ATM builds, at least heavy ones. And this has a unskilled speed of 81. I doubt I'll increase this because a lot of my other ATM builds are at least this slow. I put a cool shot on board and a UAV. I get an XP bonus of 2.5, which is nice. And some other quirks here. Energy cooldown, minus 10%. Missile heat generation, minus 5%. I'm not going to take advantage of that because I don't care about PPCs. Streaks, if you see a mech in my bay that has a streak on it, you should call fraud support because I will never use a mech that has streaks, ever. I don't like weapons you can't dumbfire. Survivability, not much to talk about here. Plus 5 on the center torso. Plus 8 on the left and right torsos. Not much to talk about there. But torso yaw speed, plus 15%. Torso yaw angle, plus 10%. These are seriously good numbers. And what that basically means is you can twist out of the way quickly to dissipate damage across your mech. You never want to try and take all the damage on one component. That's just suicide. So as you can see, I went with the cool shot in the UAV there. And basically the yaw speed and yaw angle is this, being able to do this really quickly. So when somebody comes in and they fires, it spreads out across. So you can dissipate the energy and you're not taking it all in the head or all in the left or the right torso. And there's not much you can do about the legs in that regard, but that's why a lot of people go for the legs. Skills. I have one skill. You can see this is fully unskilled. Nothing has ever been unlocked, and that's the way this thing sits. When I do my first mission, going into a match, I will show this and then go directly into the match. I don't have time today to do that, but this is what I'm working with. Weapon groups. I'm basically going to fire these in a cycling, so if I push buttons 1 and 2, 2 of these are fire, and then the third will fire as well. And since they're all at the same height, way down low, below the hips, just slightly, there's no real reason to dedicate a single button to like a higher up. Now, if this was up here, that'd be a different story. Then I would have button 1 with the laser up above, and button 2 operating the 2 on the sides. And since this thing is basically set in the center, it's slightly up to one side, there's no real reason to do a left and right firing on this. I have to expose too much of my mech in order to get this one to fire. And then I've got my 4 ATMs out on button 3. I went with this Camo Spec because this is what I run on a lot of my ATMs, and my ATM builds, and I really kind of like this. I could have done this a different way and maybe gone with the red here, and then the red here, and then the black here and the white here, or the black here, the red here, and the white there. And that might have also been cool, but I typically go with this configuration, which is black, red, white. And that way a lot of my mechs look very similar. Cockpit items, I'm not crazy about hanging items. They get in the way, and they make me think that there's something there. So I'll go with like a standing item, and I'll go with a war horn. I do have to say I am a big fan of this one.
Ho, ho, ho. Someone's on the naughty list.
But for this mech, I'm going to go with this. Anyway, so this is the Timberwolf D, and eventually I will purchase a Howl because I just got to have that ATM range. I wonder if the sensors go out that far as well, but we'll see. 2160 I think was the number, or maybe it was 2180. It was over 2100, I know that much. And I look forward to taking this into a match and hopefully seeing some of you on my team. And if you're on the other team, sorry in advance. Have a great day.